Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I think the only news story this weekend in the fitness world is CT Fletcher. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Because CT is, as far as YouTube fitness goes, he is a legend. And if CT doesn't make it through this operation this weekend, he will have left one hell of a legacy. He will have left a hell of a legacy. What more can you say about that? I mean, look at him. And for those unaware, I guess I should tell you, he's going in for his heart transplant. A couple days ago, he got approved. They had a heart ready for him. He's going in this weekend. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but he was getting his transplant this weekend. So he is either going to be in surgery or recovery, most likely recovery by the time this video goes up. And, all I'm going to say is let's hope he pulls through. There's a lot of people in YouTube fitness who have bad mouth, who are little bitches, who deserve it. CT's not one of them. I've never said anything but respectful words towards CT. Because he's a man who more or less has earned my respect. It's not like he didn't earn it. I mean, look at the guy. He is a warrior. So, I mean, if he dies right now, today, hopefully his spirit is ushered on to Valhalla with the other warriors. Because that's who he is. He is a warrior. And he was a strong man in his prime. He put in his dues on the platform as a strength athlete and proved himself decades ago. Long before the YouTube game. He was a strong man. He's over the top of Xanax. I don't always agree with the guy's training philosophies. I don't always agree with his mentality. But he is a champion. And nobody can take that from him. He was strong. He created a legacy. And tens of thousands of people started lifting weights because of him. Now, people need to understand that whatever other perceptions you have of a person, the fact that you can have someone who motivated and inspired tens of thousands of people to get under a barbell and train and improve their lives and better themselves and get stronger, that is a lasting impact on the world. That is a man who has left a positive change in his wake. He's left a positive change in his wake. That changes people's lives. I mean, if you get one person to join the gym and train, you've already changed the world. You got tens of thousands, hell, maybe 100,000 people to do that. Change their lives. That is a life-changing experience for people. It's a life-changing experience. So, whatever his antics and other things are, it worked. His over-the-top persona and his attitude worked. It got people in the gym. It got a lot of people in the gym. It's changed those lives. And he has that persona. And then, when he got sick again and he fell, we saw the other side. We didn't see just the strong side of the man. We saw his humanity. We saw the man's humanity. We saw a man break down in tears. For a man to open up about his weakness and how he feels. Of the way that it made him feel to have been so strong before, to have fallen to the level that he has with his heart disease. Again, that's pretty ballsy. That's pretty ballsy. I think most of us would do that to a massive international audience for the world to see. So again, we see a whole nother side of him. And in a way, that is its own set of strength. So we're dealing with somebody who is, I would describe as physically strong and emotionally strong. Because you have two types of people. I mean, I've watched my girlfriend's mother go through multiple brain surgeries. She beat brain cancer twice. Was told she had 6 months to live. Fought through it. And that was like 4 years ago. 5 years ago. She's still up. And like CT, that's a person who is a strong person mentally. Strong person. And strong people overcome these sort of things. It's something that some people are just born with. It's just who they are. Like CT, she's a woman of faith. And maybe that's a factor there. because that is something you see in him. You do notice as things progress, it's a man who cared about his faith, his family. Those are the things that he clung on to help him stay in this fight. And that's an interesting thing. I don't know. Maybe there's a lesson for us there. Maybe there is. But he's still in the fight. And I think he is a strong enough person that he's going to pull through with this transplant. If I were a betting man, that's where I'd put my money. I put my money on him pulling through, making a comeback, the best that he can, obviously, making a comeback, and continuing to do what he does. And I really hope, my wishes for CT is that, not only does he get to make his comeback, get more time with his family, instead of all this borrowed time he was talking about before, get another 5, 10, 15 years with his family, right? I hope he gets that, but I think more importantly, for him to continue that legacy of motivating people. What I would like to see him do, and I think all of us would too, is to see him get another 10,000, 20,000 people to get under that squat bar, to get in that power rack and lift some heavy weight. Because it's one thing to get people in the gym to get them to do a bunch of goofing off, fluff, and pump, right? I mean, anyone who convinces you, I'm going to get people in the gym to do a bunch of cable curls, that's a piece of shit. That's a worthless piece of shit, not doing anything for the world. But you get people under a barbell, thousands of people under a barbell, that's the real deal. That's real training. That really changes people's lives. That's what makes people healthy, gives them longevity, that quality of life. Getting people under a heavy barbell. Big, heavy free weight movements. People getting strong, right? Because strength is what matters. When we really look at every other characteristic of fitness, the one that stands out the most, it gives the greatest quality of life improvements, longevity, helps us fight off cancer, everything else, strength. Strength. And you're not going to get strong on a curl machine or a damn lat pull down. You get strong under a big, heavy barbell by squatting deep with, a heavy barbell on your back, by picking up a heavy barbell with a deadlift, by doing some weighted dips, weighted chin-ups, a push press, right? Real lifts. In fact, for most people, I'd say that's the only sort of stuff you need to do. Everything else in the gym is just kind of, you're doing it for fun. It's not really doing that much for you. That stuff does. And, he gets people doing that stuff. And I hope that he gets more doing that. That's what I'd like to see. If my wishes for CT is for him to pull through this, make another comeback, and get another 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 people under a barbell. Change their lives. Change their lives. Improve the quality of their lives. Help them be the strongest version of themselves. Because that's what he does. That's what he's good at. That's what he's good at. I hope he does a whole hell of a lot more of it. And on top of that, the added bonus, more time with his family and all that. But I think that's the thing. I want to see the guy's legacy continue. Not his image, not his reputation, his legacy. His legacy. That positive change that you leave behind, changing the world for the better, has its own intrinsic value that exceeds your reputation, that exceeds your image. Because, you can have a negative image and change the world for the better, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters in your legacy. How much positive change do you make in the world? It was the world a better place for you having been in it. And I think we can say that. I think we can say that with CT, that it has been. And it looks like he's going to be given another chance to do that again. And I think that's the best case scenario, for him to have changed the world up to the point that he has, made it a better place, almost die again, get a second chance and come back and change it all again just as much over as he did the first time. Now that would be fantastic. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. A lot of people might say, Jason, that's kind of weird, man. You use this segment most of the time to shit talk people. Yeah, I shit talk people who deserve it. I shit talk people who need it. But the difference is that with CT, whether he makes it or not, this world is a better place for this man having been in it. I mean, can all of us say the same? Honestly, that should be every one of our goals in life. I mean, you want to set a life goal? Set a goal of saying, I want this world to have been a better place for me having been in it. And I think CT could say that right now, at this point. If the man doesn't make it this weekend, he could still say that. But I also think that he is going to make it. He's going to pull through. He's going to be just fine. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.